Hey guys, it's Chris and I'm in my work clothes and I'm going to do a little something different. I have been inspired by Cass from Clutterbug to use a product called Java Gel Stain by General Finishes to update and refresh some of my furniture. So the first thing I'm going to do is start out with an old sewing machine table, and the sewing machine is sentimental, but the table not so much. So if I jack it up, no big deal, but I think we'll be okay. So check it out. So here's the table. I found this at a secondhand store locally. As you can tell, the finish is not even now. It's got a lot of scuff marks. The drawers are, everything is really like shape. I just cleaned all this up, but it's hideous. Now this chair didn't go with this, but it goes with this. It's a sewing chair from a different set. And at some point I'll need to reupholster that. But for now, we are going to do this. So I'll get this sewing machine off of there, move it somewhere else, and we'll go from there. Okay, I have removed the handles, and these are the tools necessary for this task. Here are my hardware. This is a measuring cup because I'm going to use a 1-to-1 denatured alcohol and water solution. So I'll probably start with half a cup of water and half a cup of denatured alcohol and use that to clean. I have here some sandpaper squares that I'll be using to scuff this up. It does not have to be taken to raw wood. Here is my General Finishes Java Gel Stain. Depending on how many coats, you can get this to be that really dark, like espresso color. I have old socks as well as some brushes. I have gloves. I've got a stir stick. This is Rust-Oleum satin nickel finish that I'll be painting the hardware with. And then some steel wool for in between coats. This is more for the polyurethane that we'll do another time. And then drop cloths. I've got one under here. Alright, so I'm going to move this stuff and get to stuffing. Okay. So now I'm going to start with the sanding. I got 100 grit here, and I have 120 if I think that this is maybe taking off too much. The lower the number is, the rougher it is. And actually I'm doing that wrong. We want to go with the grain, so my grain's this way. That spot was pretty messed up anyhow. And again, we're not going with bare wood. We just want to give it just kind of a once over and scuff it up a little bit. I denatured alcohol and water, and I'm going to use some of these old socks to clean off now what I've just done and get a nice clean surface. You can use paper towels, socks, but again, it's a 1-to-1 solution with half denatured alcohol and half water. And this big bottle of denatured alcohol I bought was like $5 at my local grocery store. Okay. First thing we want to do is stir up the Java Gel Finishes. We're not going to shake it. We want to make sure though that all of the color that has maybe settled to the bottom comes up to the top. And this is thick. It kind of looks right now like chocolate pudding. That's what I'm seeing right now, liquidy chocolate pudding. So we're just going to give it a good stir, kind of smoothen that consistency and stir up all the color. I'm anticipating at least 2 coats of stain on this, which means it's going to be a multi-day project. You want to let it sit at least overnight, which right now it's after midnight. So my hope is to get this on today, let it sit overnight, maybe put a coat on in the morning and let it go through the day. So we'll see. But we're getting a much better consistency, and see it's kind of drippy, it's gloppy. I'm going to use the stain and poly brush on this, And then I'm going to use the socks to remove the stain. And we're going to start first here, since that's probably where you guys can see best. And our just main goal here is to apply liberally and go with the grain. And I thought that using, and I'm splattering, so I'm so glad I put this drop cloth down, but my hope was that if I used the brush to apply the stain, that I would be more aware of what I was doing, and I would, versus the sock. I tried with this sock when I was cleaning to go with the grain. With the cleaning, it wasn't as important, but I found myself not always doing that. And so I just went ahead and said, let's try the brush for the application. But again, you don't have to use a brush. I love this color, I'm so excited. You know, obviously some of this is going to wipe off. Woo, I got myself on the arm. But I'm hoping, you know, after a couple coats that we can achieve a darkness like this. Okay, so I feel like I got it on there pretty good. So I'm going to set my brush up here. Wipe that off. So I got my husband's old bibs on. You know what? I don't have my gloves on. That's what I need to do right now before I do anymore. I thought I was forgetting something, but glove and sock. So that one little spot won't be so bad. Alrighty. Here we go. Again, so with the grain. So see, it's a darker color, but it's not, you know, as dark as it was when that stain was first on there. And I always say, like, the first coat with this, you don't really, I mean, you see it, obviously it's a different color, but you're not gonna quite see, you know, what you would after multiple coats. So just trying to kind of even it out. And from my understanding, this is a very forgiving material. It's a good cover. You know what, I might use another brush up here to make sure that I'm really getting that good, but I think we're gonna wipe this little edge off here a little better. Some down here. Okay, I think we're gonna call that good and move on to another part. Keeping those gloves on. Let's do the top. great because you can still see the wood grain, unlike a paint. But the beauty of it is it's so user-friendly. It doesn't take a lot of prep work like your traditional liquid stain. I have never done anything like this, if that isn't obvious. And I've got some other big projects that more important than this, that I really am using this kind of as my guinea pig project. Make sure that it turns out okay. And I almost forgot to put this side. I'm going to make sure I start over here now, since I kind of spilled some over there. Alright, gloves off. And more coats. Of the Java Gel Stain by General Finishes. This is one coat. They say the first coat's kind of scary. I mean, obviously it's darker. This could be a nice color if you liked it like that, but I don't. I'm anxious to see how well the next coat kind of covers up more of this discoloration. And I noticed this must have had a scratch on it. It kind of came out there. But I'm excited. I hear, 2 to 3, sometimes 4, depending. So yeah, pretty happy so far with what I see. And show you guys what the next coat looks like. I did get froggy and decided to do the chair while I was at it. So I took it apart and I used just this egg carton here. I'm not minding that those are really sticking together right now, but I went ahead and put a coat on this. This was the kind of tricky part. I had my gloves on. After that, I took the gloves off for that one and got kind of messy, but really Dawn, I got some dirty spots on my fingernails, but Dawn and an old scrub brush really got it pretty clean. So anyhow, I decided why not, might as well make a match. So took it apart and there we go. And again, we'll see how all of this looks after a second coat tomorrow. So this is after 2 coats of the more traditional staining technique where I applied the stain and then removed the stain. So today for the third coat, I am going to just use socks to apply the stain more as like a paint and leave it on to dry. It will take longer to dry. Let me show you the chair, but that is the plan. So let's get to it. Hey guys, it's Chris back again with the second day of this gel stain project. Hi Dory. I was using a brush and wiping off with a rag, and I feel like I know I'm wasting product because I have a quart, and when I was talking to the girl and telling her the pieces of furniture I was wanting to do, she's like, you'll have plenty. And after watching other people's videos, it's like, oh yeah, plenty. But I took that apply liberally to heart and was applying too much. Two, I've also seen from General Finishes as well as other people that they have been successful with using the gel stain as a paint, in that you put it on really thin and smooth and then you don't wipe it off. You just let it dry and it takes longer. So I will show you what it looks like after 2 coats, and then tonight for the third coat I'm going to try using just socks to apply thin covering, and hopefully that will give me the finishing touch. Hopefully this will be the last coat that I have to put on. So let's see. Give that a good stir again. Like I said, I used nearly half of this quart, which should have lasted me for like all of the furniture I want to do. So, and even at the price of that, like about $32 a quart, still way cheaper than buying new furniture, but I'd like to be a good steward of the material that I have and not, waste it. So again, there's 2 ways that you can use this product. I originally started out in the more traditional stain way, and now I'm moving towards using the stain as a paint, which is a function of the stain, even per the manufacturer's website. I'm not sure how I like doing this with the sock. I'm not sure if I'm getting enough on here. I certainly don't want to wipe it all off. Closer to the color I'm hoping to see. So I can definitely tell I'm going to need at least 1 more coat. But I can tell that leaving this on is giving me that darker finish that I was looking for. And I went back through and read the comments on Cass's video because I wasn't sure, Cass from Clutterbug, how she had applied it. I was, so impressed with her results. They're really the color that I'm aiming for. But I didn't remember her talking about a wait time before she wiped it off. And I don't know if she explained that very well in the video, but I did find it in the comments section where she had answered someone's comment about using it as a paint instead of as a stain. And so I was then, confirmed that in my mind that's how I wanted to apply my remaining coats, because I love the color when you first put it on, but then you get to wiping it and it gets lighter, lighter, lighter. I want to make sure I do a pretty smooth job. Don't want puddles. This spot right here. I feel like I need to wipe like extra gentle. It doesn't appear to be like staying on this part very well. Maybe I didn't sand there as well. I'm not sure. I just feel like this one spot right here saw my pictures and said, it looks the same. Like, no it doesn't. But it was definitely not near as dark. Darker for sure, but not near as dark as I was hoping it would be. So, these drawers don't easily remove, like from the desk, or I would have, I attempted to remove them before. So I feel like I'm a little bit satisfactory when I'm done with the outside edges. I'm gonna go ahead and do the fronts. I don't know if I just didn't sand these well enough. I feel like I have a harder time with these drawer fronts. Okay guys, so this is the third coat. The first coat where we used the gel stain as a paint, and wow, huge difference. We can really see that dark color coming in. So see here a little spot. That isn't even the spot that I was giving me trouble, but wow, so much darker. So this is the spot. Can you see? It's kind of giving me fits. Hopefully tomorrow that next coat will clear that up. And I think my drawers are doing really well. So overall, I'm really excited about this. And my little, look how dark those are, wow. And for right now, I've got the top of this drying up this way. I think I might consider putting it back together so that it's not laying on the plastic, so I can get a better color on that, but wow. And that I don't care, it's messy, it's on the inside. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this dark color. I'm excited to hopefully just do one more coat tomorrow. Okay, I'm getting ready to apply the fourth coat, second coat using the stain as paint. Hopefully that gives me the desired color. So here we go. I remembered how to take the drawers out. So I've got the drawers out, which will help me so much. I'm glad I remembered. They have a weird thing you have to like clip up at the top in order to do it. So I've got my socks, my finish, stir stick. Always stir that stain. Man, I've got like a quarter of a can left, so I'll definitely need more product when I go to use to my other pieces of furniture. But again, even at $30 a pop, which apparently is expensive for a stain. I don't know, I've never stained before. But pretty inexpensive for furniture we do, I think. Way cheaper than buying new furniture. So we'll do these legs. Right here. And remember, just applying a thin coat. That we're gonna leave in place and not wipe off. of Java Gel Stain finish by General Finishes. It's still very wet. It's very dark. My lighting is different now because I'm filming a little close earlier in the day than I have been. But I think I'm pretty happy with this. And I'll show you guys what we do with the polyurethane. So I'm already put 1 coat of polyurethane on the table after that 4th coat, 2nd coat of using the gel stain as paint. And before I show you what it looks like, I want to talk a little bit about what I've learned from this process. So I learned that I am not very good at wielding a sock. And so in the future, when I do those more important pieces, I will be using a brush to apply the gel stain as paint and letting it sit like that. I feel like when I did that kind of at the beginning before I wiped it off, that I had more control. And while I had heard good things other people said about using socks, I didn't have that kind of experience when I used that, especially in like where the top of the table meets the side of the table, that little nook at the top. I felt like I was having too much, or I was wiping too little, and if I used a brush in between, it just looked weird. So moving forward, I would use a brush to apply the gel stain as paint, especially if you really want that dark color. All the people that I see using it use the brush. Well, they don't use the brush. They use the gel stain as a paint. Some use socks, some use brush, whatever. Your technique may vary, but I will definitely be using the gel stain as paint with a brush. And then I bought Minwax brand polyurethane because that was what was available. And it's a sewing table, so it'll see some activity, but not like really rough. Most of that extra side part is going to be just like space to have the fabric. So I'm going to put 3 coats on, second one now, and another one probably tomorrow, and then I'll finally put it back together and show you guys in all its glory what it looks like. So that's just what I've learned from this process. I'm so glad that I tried it on a piece of furniture that I didn't really care about. If you can do the same, I would highly recommend it. And I'll show you my other projects in the future too. So thanks so much for watching, and just stick tuned there for the end to see the finished product.